From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your morning update.
You want to go where to buy a new refrigerator? Steve's A to Z Appliance in Cottonwood? In Cottonwood? Just a 10-minute drive. And they'll save us money. New and used, honest, reliable, factory-trained repair service and parts, and they'll save us money. And dispose of this thing? We gotta make the short drive to Steve's A to Z. Thanks, son.
Steve's A to Z Appliance, front and main streets in Cottonwood. Drive a little, save a lot.
Well, it definitely turned out to be a wet day for us, many of us yesterday, and some of you really got pounded with some heavy rainfall, especially kind of the central part of the valley right about here, around Red Bluff, and then kind of north and south of that as well. And, you know, once that band kind of pushed through, then we saw another one develop here kind of to the east of the Redding area in the late night hours, really early morning hours, and of course that began to dissipate as well. Now I want to show you these rainfall totals, and before you start cursing at your screen, I want you to remember these are from particular different locations and from where you may be. I know that there was probably a lot more for some of you in the Red Bluff area. I know that there was probably a lot more between Redding and Red Bluff, all right? I know that. In fact, I got a report out at Hooker Creek Road near Cottonwood at just under 2 inches of rainfall with some localized flooding in the area. So there was some of the flooding. There were overpouring gutters. I know what was going on, and it definitely was very heavy out there. So this is just kind of giving you an idea that it looks like the heaviest rainfall was in parts of the valley, and you can also see just east of the valley around east of Chico, and of course some pretty good rainfall amounts out along the coast as well. Here's a look at the weather headlines. A chance for showers and thunderstorms today, off and on showers at least through Saturday, before those snow levels are going to be somewhere between 3,000 and 4,000 feet. I've actually lowered them a little bit here. Drier and warmer though for early next week. All right, so there's the storm, main area of low pressure right here. The cold front is way off to our east right now, and right now what we're dealing with here is cold and unstable air that's going to bring us showers and thunderstorms here throughout the day today. There's your neighborhood at a glance. Showers and thunderstorms for the valley. Trinity County looking at rain and maybe a bit of a mix for some of those elevations, that is, for those of you that are in an elevation of 3,000 feet or higher. Otherwise, below 3,000 feet will be in the form of rain. Showers and thunderstorms for the north coast and scattered snow flurries and heavy at times for some areas here in Siskiyou, Modoc County, and in the eastern mountains. And obviously it's going to be cooler out there as well. There's your severe outlook. This is basically looking at the best chances of where we could see some thunderstorms. Valley, surrounding foothills. This hasn't changed since yesterday, as a matter of fact. And there, of course, you can see the chance for thunderstorms out along the coast as well. So let's walk you through the timing over the next few days, get you at least into the first half of the weekend. There you can see snow flurries in the higher elevations. We're actually seeing a little bit of clearing. Now, how much clearing we see will determine just how much thunderstorm activity we will see here this afternoon as well. If we can get enough of that clearing here, that's going to create that convection that can produce some of these thunderstorms in this type of setup here. So there you can see the thunderstorms developing here in parts of the valley, and not to mention out of the west. And of course, you saw that footprint where most of the thunderstorms are going to be. There it is here, and there it is right here at the noon hour. We take you through the afternoon. We're seeing those thunderstorms popping up once again, maybe even for some of those foothill and lower elevation communities. But there can also see more thunderstorms popping up. So you see it's not widespread rainfall, but just off and on scattered showers. Light for some of you, very heavy for some of you as well, and not to mention the potential for maybe even some accumulating hail associated with some of these thunderstorms as well. We take it at 10 o'clock tonight. We're beginning to kind of dry things out again. Still some of those snow flurries in the mountains and maybe some thunderstorms down into southern portions of Humboldt County. Now, the area of low pressure will ride down the coast, and what's going to start to happen is we're going to start to see, instead of it coming in from this direction, it's now going to be coming in from the south and west. So 6 a.m. on Friday, just some showers along the coast, but really not a lot of activity elsewhere as we take you into the early morning hours on Friday. Now we're beginning to see that rotation around that area of low pressure. Now, we don't have, at least the Storm Prediction Center is not indicating that there's going to be a chance for thunderstorms in the valley. But as we look at Futurecast, we can't rule out thunderstorm activity even on Friday as well. But for now, I've just got those showers in there. And of course, those showers out along the coast as well. Snow levels still between 3,000 and 4,000 feet, by the way. So that is going to create some chain requirements in areas that do see that snow. 5 p.m., we're still seeing it kind of coming up. And looking at some heavy rainfall at times, especially for the southern portions of the area. You'll notice it's not as bad up north. But then as we go into your Friday night, we're still seeing kind of pushing up south from the south, heavy snow in the mountains and heavy rain at times for some of us Friday night in the valley, and not to mention southern portions of Humboldt County. But as that area of low pressure shifts to the south, we're still going to be looking at that rotation around that area of low pressure. So Saturday morning, we're still seeing some of that activity here. Siskiyou, Modoc County, the eastern mountains, still seeing some of that snow between 3,000 and 4,000 feet. And once again, still some of the showers and maybe even an isolated thunderstorm for Saturday morning, but things are starting to dry out, looks like, out along the coast. You get the idea. This will continue at least through Saturday. Now, looking at the rainfall total estimates through 5 p.m. today, these numbers, especially that you see in the valley and along the coast, will highly depend on who sees thunderstorms and who doesn't. All right, we take into Friday, same situation. But then as that heavier rainfall comes in Friday night into Saturday, that's when I think we're really going to start to see those rainfall totals kind of pick back up. So I think the heaviest rainfall, at least kind of the more that widespread, steadier rainfall, that will be Friday evening, Friday night, and into your Saturday morning. Now, looking at the forecast snow totals, again, you look at some of the highest elevations, you've got over a foot of snow there, right? But over the lower mountain communities, even places like Chester, not a ton of snow. 2 to 4 inches possibly, maybe 1 to 2 inches if we can get that snow level low enough for Mount Shasta City. Bernie, most likely, you know, you might see a dusting, you might see some light accumulation as well as Fall River Mills, but I don't anticipate it to be a lot. Shingletown, you might also see some light accumulation, but you're going to have to go up higher in elevation, maybe closer to Viola. In fact, Viola may be seeing a decent amount of snow as well. So again, these are all things that we'll be monitoring here, but just be aware that we do have some of that snow down to as low as 3,000 feet, but more of that significant snow above 4 or even closer to 5,000 feet. Road conditions, the green is where the rain is. And we take into the noon hour, we're just not seeing much on I-5 there, but we are seeing some snow around Highway 89 and, of course, some of those higher mountain passes east of I-5. And especially as we go into Thursday tonight, that is, the colder air moves in, and we see those snow levels begin to drop a little bit. We may see a mix at times, especially as we go into tonight and into tomorrow morning, even on I-5 near Mount Shasta City. The winds, not as strong as they were yesterday, but still some gusty winds nonetheless. You know, we did see a bit of what we call that convergence line last night for parts of the valley. We may see another redevelopment of that here this afternoon, but the winds aren't going to be quite as strong again as they were yesterday, especially as you go into Friday. You can see those winds starting to die down. A little breezy in some spots off and on for your Friday, but it looks like overall on Saturday, the wind should be much calmer for most of us. All right, so here's your Trinity County neighborhood forecast. Those temperatures are going to be in the upper 40s to low 50s. We've got showers off and on all the way through Saturday. I've not included rain in the forecast for your Easter Sunday for Trinity County. You'll also notice no rain for the North Coast either on Sunday, but we do have it off and on all the way through Saturday, and then dry as we go into early next week. 52 degrees for Crescent City, 53 for Smith River, Hoopa about 51 degrees, and 49 degrees out in Orleans. Your Siskiyou County neighborhood forecast, 50 in Wairika as well as Gazelle, 50 in Happy Camp. And also take note, Siskiyou County, especially central and western Siskiyou County, I think for your Easter Sunday, you'll probably be looking at dry conditions. Modoc County, you'll notice on Sunday, I have included that chance in there. Now, stick around for the deeper dive forecast. We're going to talk about why some of us may see rain on Sunday and others may not, and you know just how much that would be, which at this point doesn't look to be a lot. But there you can see in the eastern mountains, there it is, Sunday, slight chance for showers. Otherwise, it does dry out by early next week. Today though, yeah, you've got the snow flurries out there, snow levels down to as low as 3,000 feet. Now for the valley, I've got your showers in there, thunderstorms this afternoon. Temperatures in the low 60s for places like Corning and Los Molinos, Pasquinta about 58 degrees. We take you north. We're a little bit cooler out in Redding at about 58. 53 for Lakehead, Whiskeytown about 52. And there's Palo Cedro with a high of about 58 degrees. All right, here's your 7-day outlook for Redding. Now again, what you'll notice here, showers and thunderstorms today. Tomorrow I've got showers in there, but again, we can't rule out maybe an isolated thunderstorm as well. So I'm going to keep watching that closely for you, but for now I've got the showers in there. Chance for more showers on Saturday, and then Sunday, yes, Easter Sunday, I'm still keeping a chance in there. But here's the bottom line. Even if we do see showers on Sunday, it will not be a lot. It's not going to be kind of one of those situations we're going to have to cancel any outdoor plans. But just be aware that you will run into a passing sprinkle or a light shower. And then on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, it dries out and warms up as well. So again, looks like we have some significantly warmer weather going into early next week. All right, before we get to that deeper dive forecast, I do want to remind you that I do have a free Weather NorCal app. I want you to download it now. It's a great resource. You could have used it yesterday to track the storms that were moving on through, to let you know when that rain is going to be pushing on through. It's got a future track on it as well that takes you out a couple of hours to give you an idea to kind of help you make plans, especially once that rain comes through. Be sure, just search for Weather NorCal in your app store and download the app for free. And it will always be free. There's the area of low pressure. There's the colder air that's moving on in. So essentially what's happening is we got cold and unsettled. See the speckled clouds here? That's the cold and unstable air. And of course, all that is moving into Northern California. Temperatures are dropping as a result. But when you see the speckled clouds like that, what that does is it allows us to see breaks in the clouds. Those breaks in the clouds are key to the thunderstorm development that we will see here as we go through the afternoon. If we get enough of that daytime heating, we could be looking at some pretty good thunderstorms here developing in some areas. And of course, there's that cold front that moved through us yesterday, giving many of us some of that heavier rainfall. Now, behind that, hard to tell, but this batch of clouds right here is a developing storm system, and that is what's going to bring us more rain going into your Friday and even into your Saturday. All right, so let's go and take a look at that on Futurecast. There you can see there's the main area of low pressure. There's that cold front off to our east. This is that developing storm. Watch what happens. It starts to push itself down to the south and east. Now, the area of low pressure itself will be to our south and west, but the flow around that low, see what's happening? All of that moisture coming right into Northern California throughout the day on Friday. As I mentioned, we can't rule out even an isolated thunderstorm on Friday. That shifts to the south on Saturday, but you see the flow around that low pressure system? See what's happening? Yep, going right into Northern California. Now, this will move out, but what's going to happen is some energy is going to break off from this low, and we'll see one develop here in Nevada. Now, it may be just close enough to us that the rotation around that low, you see what's happening here? Look at the north coast. Remember when we were looking at the 7-day forecast for our neighborhood forecast? Dry for the north coast, most likely even Trinity County and even Siskiyou County. But I do anticipate that basically for the valley eastward, there may be a chance for a stray shower Easter Sunday. Now, both the long-range forecast models, the two main ones that we look at, this is the GFS, the American forecast model, and the European forecast model are all showing this potential off to the valley, into the east and northeast as well. So that's why I'm continuing that chance for showers for most of us as we go into Easter Sunday. But as I mentioned, Siskiyou, Trinity, Del Norte and Humboldt counties most likely will be dry. And even the valley, I don't anticipate you to see a lot of rain either. And really anyone that gets caught up in it, because the bulk of it's going to be off to our east. So that's just something kind of worth mentioning. So we go to Monday, Tuesday of next week, high pressure building in, it's warming up. Temperature is getting in the mid to even upper 70s for the valley. But then that actually doesn't last forever. Believe it or not, we've got another storm system right here coming in from the north that's going to ride over that ridge, push it down to the south and east, clouds moving in, and maybe some showers by the middle to latter part of next week, believe it or not. But looking at the precipitation outlook from April 3rd to the 7th, we're actually getting closer to the below normal category. Now that's in the very lowest stages of it. So the percentages of seeing below normal rainfall are pretty low. But again, we're just not seeing a lot of rain once we get this series of storms out of the way. Also, temperatures are beginning to warm up during that first week of April as well. So kind of interesting here. We're kind of seeing this off and on pattern here. But it's that time of the year, right, where winter's trying to hold on, but spring's saying, no, I don't think so. We got to warm things up around here. All right, so there's your marine forecast for today. Southwest winds at 15 to 25 knots. There is a small craft advisory here for today. And there you can see the reason why. We've got those fairly high wave heights. The good news is, though, we are going to start to see those wave heights begin to drop as we take you into your Friday. In fact, quite a big drop, as a matter of fact. All right, so let's wrap things up here. Talk about our 7-day forecast for each region. Again, we got the showers and thunderstorms here for today. Everyone in the valley has the chance. Showers will continue on Friday. Can't rule out a thunderstorm as well. On Saturday, more showers. I'm keeping the chance. The slight chance for showers on Sunday, but don't count on much, if anything, quite honestly, and then it dries out and warms up as we go into Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of next week. Your North Coast neighborhood forecast and your Trinity County neighborhood 7-day forecast. There you can see the chance for showers and thunderstorms for the coast and inland. Otherwise, snow flurries above 3,000 feet, and then drying out by Sunday. I think the coast, inland, and even Weaverville will most likely be dry on Sunday. Mount Shasta City, I think you'll be dry on Sunday. Now, parts of eastern Siskiyou County, say around Tule Lake, for example, places like Tennant, for example, may see a stray shower or snow flurry as well on Sunday, but for most part, central and western Siskiyou County will be dry. Modoc County, I think, could see a chance on Sunday, and then Susanville, of course, the eastern mountains could see that chance as well on Sunday, and then drying out and warming up by early next week.